And we're live. Well, we should be live. It says that it's live. You got to tell me if you're live or if I'm live. Am I live? Or you could be watching a replay, so maybe that doesn't pertain. This is where you're going to tell me. Welcome, welcome. This is the last Tuesday with Todd of November. Hey, where'd November go, right? We've only got like 4 weeks, 5 weeks left of the year. Yikes. Welcome, welcome. When you get in here, let me know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup. We got water in the cup. It is cold here, and we're in the spirit, right? It's that time of year. We're gonna be making some bows for ornaments. Now, I will tell you, I know about zero about bows. Like it sketched me out. It scares me. I have a feeling I'm gonna screw everything up, and I know it's not that difficult. Why? Because I see the TikTok kids doing it, right? If the TikTok kids can do it, I can do it. Right? I at least assume I can do it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk bows today. We've got our good friend Cindy Ramos that's going to come in, and she's going to talk to us all about bows. So first up, I'm going to check in with you guys, make sure that you can hear me, see me. Make sure to share, right? Because like this is what's going on, folks. Like this is the stuff. Oh, I guess I got to make that guy switch them. Like I've got stuff to make bows. I don't know what the hell any of this is. I don't know what the difference between, I know the difference between this and this. One's thicker and one's that, but why? What's all this? I don't know. I just like string. Sure. Oh, I realize it's not called string, that it has real names for stuff. So I'm going to learn all these terms and jargon so I can be a crappy crafter, right? That's what I'm going to be, as a crappy crafter today. We are going to get, I'm back. I removed the wrong one. So let's remove that. All right. Let's see. Darren, hello to you, my friend. T-Town, thanks for coming in. Like that 25 out there in Toledo. It's trash here. I'm over it already. I knew Rena would be here. Rena's been harping on me about this, right? Get my bow on. We're going to try. What's up, Chuck? Good afternoon to you. You're here for it? Shore Life, thank you. Thank you for joining my catastrophe. If anybody else would like to join, make sure, like, subscribe, share, because I have a feeling that we're going to do okay with this. I have a good thing. Like, I just got the notification that I'm going live at 5 o'clock. Awesome. Jerry, good afternoon to you. And Jerry, wait, hard to wait on, had to wait on the ads. Yeah, sometimes they'll pop in. Sometimes they won't. We'll see how they go. And I am alive. We'll see how we are after this. We will see. FU, Facebook user. Hey, Facebook and StreamYard don't always play nice. And when that happens, you become FU. Way to prevent that, head right here, fatdadlive.com. That'll get you over to the YouTube side of things, and then we will be able to see who you are. Until then, FU, Facebook user. That's who you are. And we've got Licia, Blue Earth, Minnesota, cold, 30 degrees. I think that'd be warm right now where it is. My mic's adjusted. Oh, good setting. Let's see if that mic is even on. That'd be a good thing here. Default mic. Let's go. There. That should change things and make things better. See, that's why we do that first, T-Town. So we should be good. We should be good to go on that right now. Betty, Eastern Shore of Virginia, going down to 20s tonight. 20s is nice compared to here right now. Jose, good afternoon to you. And FU, another Facebook user from cold, snowy Northeast Ohio. I'm not down for it. What did I miss? No notification today. I just got the notification. See, it just said it 1 minute ago right there. Whatever. That's why we want to make sure to go to get all those buttons and do everything there. Way better. Yeah. When I added the second camera on here, this camera on here, it decided to switch to that camera's mic, and I never switched it back, so we'll get rid of that. But let's see, Beth, thanks for stopping in, and Barb checking in from more central Minnesota, where it's 33 and making supper while I listen. I had a plumbing problem today, so I don't think I'm making any supper. We had a pipe. It's the, because Corey's bougie, and so we have to have filtered water, and I think the filtered water, that's what it is the filtered water faucet decided to leak, and it's been leaking since last night, and it's through the wall, down the floor, in the basement, out the wall, and yeah, good times ahead for me as soon as I'm done with this, now that I found it. No worries, Renee. We were waiting for you. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Cindy. She's going to tell us about herself, and then I think we're going to get our bow on. And if you guys have suggestions, you want to see me screw stuff up, you know what to do. Just let me know. So let's get her in here and get her to the stage, and let's go ahead and
go side by side. There it is.
Yeah.
Cindy, hello. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
It's been a magical day, to say the least. But I knew that no matter how crappy it was going to be, I was going to be learning how to make bows today. So
You are.
I'm pretty down with that. So, Cindy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who you are? What do you do? Give us the whole spiel.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so where to start at? Actually, I was in college and I was a college music education major and my minor was in theater. Actually double major. I was also performance too. And that's kind of what led me into all this. So I took a costuming class and I could not find what I wanted for the costume I was working on, which led me into jewelry design, which of course we need bows for things too also, Todd. And so from there, post-college, I spent some time on the road. I did Little Shop of Horrors, How to Succeed in Business. And then from there, I went into music directing locally. And then people convinced me to go back on stage. So I spent a lot of time with a show called Avenue Q. If you're not familiar with it, it's kind of a naughty version of Sesame Street. So I enjoyed that for quite a long time. I played Christmas Eve. And then business kind of kept coming along with it. It was my side hustle. I worked as a stitcher for a long time for costuming houses. And of course, along with that, you've got to know how to make various things because there's no one else to help you. You take your show, you do what you got to do. So from there, I decided, hey, going to have a jewelry business. I'm going to take classes. And that's what I did. I actually got certified as a goldsmith. So actually here, I can kind of show you. I get called a wire bender a lot. As people tell me I like to bend things, but we can kind of, I don't even know. There it is.
Nice.
Holding it still.
Ooh, very nice.
And I get to play with fire with that. So that's great. So that's where I started. And then things kind of evolved. A lot more sewing with costuming. I did a show called Beauty and the Beast, which of course needed more things. And I learned how to do more things and decided to incorporate more costuming into my business. I run a business called Diva Creative. Our subsidiary is called Rainaroo. Rainaroo came out of COVID. So when COVID hit, I was just learning how to embroider. And the day I got my machine was the day the world shut down. I pulled up to the dealership and they're like, you know what? We're taking everything to Iowa City, an hour away. If you want this machine, we'll cut the price $2,000. Just take it. And that's what I did. I took it and that's what I did during quarantine. And that worked out really well for me because what ended up happening is my daughter's daycare shut down. I couldn't go to work anymore. So that's what we did. And our Etsy shop just blew up. Like everybody was shopping online. So that's what happened for us between all of the embroidery and even like with mask making, which was something we did prior to COVID for Children's Hospital. It kept us afloat. And then from there, over the past couple of years, we've kind of grown more and more. I got the embroidery machines are behind me. The big thing for me is telling people that say that you'll need a multi-needle to get by. I'm like, nope, you need 2 single needles. It can be done, just depending on what your niche market is with all of that. And I think that's about it. I mean, I'm still acting, model, actress, that kind of fun stuff. I was in a show called Letters Home to Hero Street, which was Emmy nominated. I've been on Chicago Fire, a TV show called The Exorcist, Chicago PD, a few different things. But this has always been home for me. I would do all this kind of stuff, kind of waiting backstage for stuff between scenes. And my claim to fame is that Gina Davis killed me in The Exorcist.
Oh, see?
Yes.
That's a fun fact.
Yes.
I did not know that. So a lot of that I did not know, like the goldsmith. I did not know that. So see, I'm learning stuff just along with you. So for those that don't know, Corey and Cindy, what you guys played softball when you were like what, 8? Was that
high school? We were in high school.
I thought it was before that. I think we found pictures. Pictures.
Gosh, you probably did.
Way before that. But all right, so Cindy, tell me what I need to know about bows. Like, I think I'm just overwhelmed with just the different choices. And I mean, I guess looking at stuff, it's pretty much once you know how you can do it with anything. But looking at my desk, I'm like, what the hell? How do I get even started? And I think maybe that's a lot of people in that same situation. Like, what do I do? I know it adds that extra to things, but the whole doing it, like I've seen so many different ways where it's tie this, it's staple this, it's hot glue this, it's you need 37 pieces of ribbon, they all need to be 14 inches long, and I don't know the beginnings of it. So help me. Well,
the first thing you got to decide is what style of bow you want. If you want the bow and the hanger for your ornament to be one, or if you want them to be separate. I'm saying in your situation, I would definitely start with it separate.
Okay.
That's the big thing. You don't need bow makers. There are all these gadgets that people try to sell everyone.
Yeah.
You don't need them. You need fingers. So long
I
as you have
saw
some
that.
fingers. And if you
And
don't
that's
have
what-
fingers, you can use a fork. I've seen people do it.
It's okay. So fork, fingers. I got fingers. So we
You got
got
fingers.
fingers.
So you're good there.
I can
I think
definitely
probably
do
the first method that you're going to try, you don't even need the fingers really. You
Okay.
just need to know what an awareness ribbon looks like because that's the structure we start with.
I know that now. Does the type of ribbon affect it? Because isn't there, like, I noticed that, I get lost staring at a craft store. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at, but there was like some with wire in it, some without wire in it. What's the differences or reasonings you'd use one over another on that?
So I don't like using the wire ones on ornaments just because they do poke out on the end. I just don't like messing with that at all. For the most part, your ribbons are going to be polyester, which means you need to heat seal them. Heat sealing just means that we're melting the ends because polyester is plastic.
Okay.
We want to make sure it doesn't fray on the customer because nobody likes that.
Does it say on the back of these that they're polyester?
Usually it'll say poly or polysatin.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, here, go get some stuff. Like, I'm like, what am I?
Or you'll just know. You'll see. It'll be shiny. Like one side, it's got some shininess to it.
Like when I'm looking at the back of this, that says how to make a double bow. Like, I don't understand. How is that? Those four pictures teaching me anything? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know it. And I think it's on all of them. So apparently that's what I need to learn how to do.
Right. And probably the biggest key to success for anybody that's a beginning bow maker is going to be getting a single faced ribbon versus a double faced ribbon.
Okay. What does that mean?
That means.
Yes.
So this is a single faced ribbon because only one side has the pretty stuff. So it's here.
Okay.
And then when you flip it around, it doesn't have it on the back.
Okay. So I should check and see. Does it say it like when
sometimes it will if it's satin, but a lot of times they won't even tell you.
So I won't know until I open this up to see what it is.
Right.
So like,
for the most part, if it's really pretty on one side, they're not going to pay to make it pretty on both sides.
Okay. So yeah, well, this looks pretty. So let me crack open this one and see what I got here. Maybe. Like, is there a special way to open these? Like, it shouldn't be that difficult, right? I mean, maybe it's just me, and I don't. Aha! I gotcha.
No.
I gotcha. Ah, so nothing on that side. So we're good. We're good, right? We're good on that.
Right.
Perfect. Okay. All right.
And one thing to avoid, and it's so tempting to do. You're going to see these lovely glitter ribbons. Just no, it's a trap. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Because they have the glitter on them and it's completely glitter. When you try to tie the knots and things, it is crunchy and doesn't want to stay.
Gotcha.
It's not worth your sanity.
Gotcha.
And it's not worth what it costs too. I think on the final product, these cost so much more. Just throw it away.
Don't even worry about it. Okay, so don't go glitter unless you want a headache and not make any money. Got it.
Right.
Got it.
So you've got your ribbon then.
Yep, I got ribbon.
Okay. Is that the one you want to go with, or you got something fancier you want to use?
I don't know. Let's start with this because it's open, and
start with that one because that one's kind of closer to this one.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Do you have your twine or your jute or your string?
Okay. So let's go ahead and let's see if I can bring these on here, and let's see if I can do this and make it somewhat work.
Ooh,
and how does that? Yeah, like here. Okay. So here's what I got. First off, left-handed scissors. Get the hell out of here, man. Nobody steals my scissors. I lose those so much, I was surprised I found them. But I've got multiple things here, right? So how do I know? Are these two even the same? Okay, that's a 10-yard and a 5-yard. But are they? How do I know what I got? Like, what should you use? I think these two are the same. They look the same. No, they don't.
A lot of it depends on what section of a craft store, for instance, where you're going to go to. Some of this you can get from the jewelry section.
Okay.
Others of it you're going to get from the macrame section.
Okay.
If it says wax coated, it's going to be easier to tie and pass through the beads. Like looking at your stuff right now, I'm looking at the thicker one. That one's going to be harder. So
yeah,
I would
not, pain. That's what
that.
I did on this one, and it was a pain to fit through everything. But I figured out a trick, and we'll see if that holds up. But it tied well. I mean, it's that like that. I think I can figure out. But the bow, like I looked at this, I'm like, I guess it looks like a bow, but I'm like something. And I think the reason being is because it's that. What size is this? The 1/8-inch stuff? Is that what that is? Or
I'm gonna guess 3/8.
You look at that. See, yes, that is 3/8. So I guess that's the other thing is how do you determine, what size ribbon that you're going with? Something, from from this to something like that? You know, how do you decide what you're going with? Is it personal preference or is
I think it is a personal preference. Some people like very tiny loops at the top. I've got my little reindeer here, my little
okay?
girl that I wanted to make her look
I'm gonna
a little
bring you.
fancier.
I'm gonna bring you, make you large, so that way,
Okay. Hold her over there.
they can see it there. There.
There
Okay.
she is.
Yeah, and see, I think that's when I think bow. That's what I think. Kind of, the
Okay.
big loopy stuff.
Right.
That's what I think of when I think bow, is something like that.
And the
So,
great thing
yeah.
about this style is you don't actually have to tie this. It's actually the cord that's doing it.
Okay,
Yeah.
even better.
Yes.
Okay.
So with regards to your cording, if the cording does feel kind of rough to use,
And that's this stuff, right? That's what this is
Yeah.
called, cording, right? Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So sometimes it's jute. There's a few different sisal things that people use. If it's kind of rough to use, you can get beeswax for really
Okay.
cheap. Let's see, I go that way. There we go. And you can use that and run the strings through it, and that'll
Let me
coat them a
bring-
little bit to
me
make
bring
them
you
a
back.
little bit easier.
All right, show that again. What was
No.
it? Beeswax. Oh, just regular beeswax.
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
Pass it through the little slots, and that'll help you out. Keep things from getting knotted too.
See, I didn't even know something like that existed. That here you run it
Yeah.
through there, because I'm like, okay, you got to hold it here. There. No, see, I'm learning that there's extra tools like this for things.
Yeah.
So I think for this, let's put those guys out of my way. And now I think these are the same. No, this one. All right, let's go this one. Let's go this
All
one.
right.
Get those guys out of the way, and we'll pull this open.
And
And I
usually
know-
the Lily and Joe has a little bit of a wax coating on it, so that should go a lot easier.
Okay, let's see. Is there any special? I know I'm probably pissing somebody off the way I'm opening this, but whatever. I don't know. We're just opening and see it. All right. Come on.
There you go.
Okay. So we got this now. Okay. What do we do? What do we figure out from here? How do we get started in this?
So you're going to decide the length for your hanger. I usually with this anywhere from 12 to 14 inches.
Okay.
Whatever. You probably want to go 14 because you can always cut the excess off.
Okay, so 14 inches. So hey, look, even that. I got a tape measure. It is not a left-handed tape measure, although I can't find mine. They make left-handed tape measures.
I did not know that.
I'm kind of excited about that because I do it the other way. So okay, 14 inches. So I'm gonna try and I don't necessarily need to keep that in frame. You can see I'm measuring 14 inches. Looks about right there.
And I'm completely out of jute, so I am using baker's twine today.
Okay. Well, and that's the thing is you can, like you said, you can use what you want, right? Like if you
Yes.
want to, like with this, I didn't know here. I'm like, I don't know what to pick up. This is half the fun is so I can now make different styles of this and see what works better than that. And I didn't like that first piece because it had all that bendy this stuff at the end.
Yeah, it just gets kind of
crazy. So
rough.
all right. So we've got 14 inches ready to go.
And a great thing to know is that whenever you're doing with these hangers, don't limit yourself to like one section. I'll be like, I'm only going to find it in the jewelry section. Like the baker's twine, it's in the baker section. It's usually cheaper than what you'll find in the craft section.
Gotcha. Okay.
So just in thinking, if you're looking for a price point, definitely search other places. Look in baking goods.
Okay. And so that's the thing is so there's a good tip there. It seems like when something is labeled product specific that they charge more for it.
Yes,
So,
they do.
got it. All right.
All right. So now you've got it cut. You're going to take the ends and have the two cut ends meet.
All right. So I'm gonna remove this guy out of here so that way, and then bring us both here and make us both there. Okay. So bring them together, right?
Yep. Like that, and there'll be a little loop at the bottom.
So we should bring them here, and then we've got that, right?
So what you're going to want to do is tie a knot at the top.
Tie a knot at the top.
A little overhand knot.
Does it matter on placement to it?
If you hold it between the tips of your fingers and then just start pushing up, that'll keep you from wasting a bunch of string.
Okay. I think I got it.
Just slide up on it, and then you'll end up with that little tiny bit at the top.
Like that, all right? That works?
Yeah. There you go. And just kind of make sure everything is nice and pretty.
I tied a knot. All right. I tied a knot. All right. It looks good. I think so.
Good. And that knot is what's going to hold the bead on there. So from there, you got to get your bead, which I need to take this one apart to use.
Okay. Take that apart. Does it matter on beads, or is that once again personal preference on stuff?
You really need a bead with a big hole. You don't want to end up having to use a bead reamer. That is a lot of time that could be better spent elsewhere.
So, because I noticed that I'm dumping here. I'm dumping beads everywhere. I'm dumping beads everywhere. It's great. Let's make that this one here. All right. Let's make this guy that one there. So these are the beads that I got. They're wood beads, 10 millimeter. Now, when it says 10 millimeter, is that, I'm assuming that's the size of the bead, or
Yes.
size of
Not
the bead.
the hole.
Okay. Size of the bead there. All right. Got it. I got a bunch of beads. They fell out. So but we've got some stuff to choose from over there on it. And where else did I have? It said something else, didn't I? Nope. Let's move stuff out of my way. Okay. Okay. That's the thing, is knowing where everything is for it. So let's get back.
And we're just going to use one bead. Some people use 3. Let's do 1.
Okay.
1 is way easier.
Okay. What do you got? What do you got for me?
All right. So you're going to take the looped end and you're going to pass it through your bead.
Okay. Looped in, pass it through my bead.
And
So
that knot's going to be what holds it on there.
Okay. So now how do you pass yours through there? Because it looks like this is going to, well, I mean,
I don't like doing the hairpin because I can never find them. I drop them everywhere, but I always have a katana. So I always use the end of the katana to just
end of
push
it.
it through.
Because looking at, let's see, if I go, let's make this work again. There it is. Whoa, that wasn't there. Why does this guy keep going back? So yeah, so I'm just making that a pointy
Yes,
end.
and that's
like
the part
that.
that's going to go through the bead.
And let's drop a bead. And then we just kind of.
And if it won't push through, yeah, use that hairpin. But look, you got it. All right.
I did do it, yeah. And like I said, what I'd seen other people do, and we're going to do 2 beads because I got it, was they had taken a hairpin. There's that. Bobby pin, whatever. And I actually had to bend the damn thing because it was, like not bobby pin-ish. So it would fit through the one I tried. But I'd seen them go ahead and slide that bad boy on there. And then let's see if it fits through there. And then ta-da, ta-da. And ta-da.
There you go.
Look at that. So yeah. All right.
Make it happen.
Look at that. I can put beads on. I can put beads on stuff.
You'd be surprised how frustrated people will get with it, especially if the inside of that bead is really rough and they're trying to get stuff through.
Right. And that's what I was like. I was concerned. Like, how does this all work for it? So, all right. Okay.
All right.
What do we got next?
You got your ornament. Your ornament's going to face you.
Ornaments facing me.
And you're going to take the loop from behind and push the loop through.
So we are going to let me just show on here, and we'll go back here. We'll bring this guy up here. So we've got it facing me right here, and we're going to bring it from the backside, right?
There you go.
Through the backside. Now I got it here.
And then you're gonna. It's either you can split this loop open and grab the bead.
So just like that.
And then bring it forward, and you're gonna have like a little loop. But don't pull too tight.
I'm going to make you large in charge here so I can see your loop.
So there you go. And if we flip it that way, hopefully you can
see. All right, so we pull that up there and keep that.
And then from here, we are just going to set it down for a moment.
Okay.
Let's go back to our ribbon. Now, this is where you have a few creative choices.
All right, a few creative choices. All right, what do you got for me? Show me what you got.
Or now, let's try with what you've got. Let's go with 9 inches of ribbon.
Okay, so I'm going to add this guy back to it, and then we should be able to see here. 9 inches of ribbon. All right, let's get these other ornaments and stuff out of the way. 9 inches of ribbon. Ooh, 9 inches. 9 inches of ribbon. There. That looks good. We'll cut between the snowflakes so it somewhat looks whatever. Okay. Cut. I measured. I've got 9 inches of ribbon. All right.
This is where you get to decide how fancy you are. So you can either leave it the way it is and we'll trim it at the end, or you can do what's called dovetailing.
Yes.
Which is where you have that little thing.
Yes. Yep. How I'm assuming that they make a specialty scissor for that.
No, there's no need for that.
What?
That's too much extra.
Okay.
I'm too cheap for that, Todd.
Well, so I tried and it did not. It did not. So now let me see how this me see how this plays out.
All right, so you'll take your ribbon.
Yes, got my ribbon.
You're going to fold it in half.
Oh shit!
that.
And then I'm just cutting the corner, right? God.
Yep, and you go, but don't go from the outside in. Go from the inside out. It's
So
easier.
go from the folded side to the
Yes,
to
from the
side?
fold out to the edge.
You know, as soon as you folded it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Why
there
didn't I? No wonder I was. Oh, I legit tried to cut inside of it. So that totally makes.
This is part of the place where people will get frustrated with this, trying to do the dovetail, but it's because they're going from the outer edge that has that binding on it, the middle. The scissors will kind of bump. It won't cut straight.
And what I did was I tried coming in like this, and I'm like, okay, we got to cut here and here, and
That's
I'm like,
too much work.
That did, yeah. So
especially if you're doing like 30 of these, it's going to take forever.
Yeah, well, that's now it totally makes sense to me. But now we see this, and we're just cutting from there to there, and ta-da!
And there you go.
Look, man, I am an expert today.
You're doing great.
I'm learning all kinds of stuff for it, but yeah.
So there is an added step. Some people choose not to do it. Some do. I'm all about what's called heat sealing. So all these ribbons, they are plastic based. So now that you've got that bevel in there, it's really prone to fraying. Especially since this is an ornament with wood. And you're just going to go in, you'll take your fire and just lightly flick it across. It doesn't take much at all. Just take it, fire, whoo.
I don't have fire, so we're going to pretend I have fire.
Yep, and you'll be able to feel, they'll be like ever so slightly a little bit above.
I know exactly what you're talking about, you should have for that. I'm looking to see if fire was close. Fire's not close. Corey doesn't let me have fire. So
and some people don't heat seal, but truly, I mean, it really does make a difference in the end, especially if you've got them all sitting on top of each other. They can really easily snag.
Okay. Got it. All right.
And the greatest part about this step is if you're like me and you have child labor, my little girl's around, I can have her cut and do this much.
That's a great idia. I've got some of those kids.
They can sit there and cut your 9 inches for you and just go.
Right? Now this sounds like a great idea so far. Great idea. Child labor. We are helping out our future. That's what we're doing. That's what me back here. Okay.
All right. So now we're to the awareness ribbon part of this.
Okay. Awareness ribbon.
Well, when you're doing it, and you know what that awareness ribbon is.
Yep,
when people wear them, they kind of look like this. The loop kind of comes out like that.
Yep. Look what I got. I got fire. Hudson just brought me fire.
And what you want to do is make sure that when you do the awareness ribbon part about it, that it's actually curling away from you.
Okay, so I'm going to make your screen full size so I can see that a little better with it and not have my awesome mug in there on it. And we will lay out. So with that, all right, so let's see. I want the fold to the back. If you're looking at it, because you're showing me, if I'm taking here, let me bring me back on here on the screen.
It would be almost like you're tying a scarf around somebody. You're going to take the ribbon.
Okay. So this
and
back
just cross the front.
That's back. Yep. Crossed in the front. So it looks like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Now from here, how fat your bow is, or how full your bow is, all depends on the angle at the very bottom here.
Okay. So
if you want it a little bit bigger, you're going to pull them out ever so slightly more.
So that dictates that movement where you have them out to here. Is that what you mean? Yes. Spreading right there. So kind of like the fatter it is, the wider the bottom is, right? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Okay.
And then from there, you're going to find the center of the loop and just have that meet right in the middle.
So center of that. And am I pulling that down? What am I doing with it?
So you're taking the structure that you made.
Yep.
And the part that would be around the person's neck, you're going to bring it and put it behind where the two ribbons have crossed. Just right behind, no twisting or anything. Just like that.
Just like that. Okay. Yep. So I'm just bringing it straight down behind that. Okay.
Now this is where it gets tricky because I'm not quite sure I'm going to do this on camera. But if you go back to the ornament where you put the bead through, there's a little loop.
Yep. I got that little loopy loop right here.
Yes.
Right here.
And you're going to take this.
Okay.
You're going to put half of that structure through the loop.
Okay.
Get it where you want it, and then start pushing down on that bead.
Okay. So let's see. We're gonna bring this guy up, and we're gonna. I think I got it. I think
you're doing it.
I think I can. Okay, so we've got this here. We'll move that out of the way. We've got our loop right here that we're holding it
Yes.
through. We've got
Half of
our
it
ribbon
goes
here.
through.
So we're pulling this guy through here, top and bottom.
Yes.
So we're halfway through there. And
And
now
then start pushing the bead down.
I'm going to start pushing the bead down. Oh, jeez.
And don't worry, if it gets a little wonky, we'll be easily be able to fix it.
Okay.
Yep.
Now,
and
should
pull
it
that
go?
sucker down even more.
So it should go all the way.
Squash it. Squish it.
Squish it.
Squish it real good. You got it.
Okay. Yeah, so it just. Oh, I forgot I have 2 beads on it. I'm like, what's this extra bead? Okay, I got 2 beads on it. Okay, so how do I know when it's done? Like when it just gets down there and it doesn't move anymore, right? So
yeah, and it looks like you could pull that even tighter. Like squish that ribbon, because when you crinkle it up, it makes the bow look pretty.
should the ribbon be between the top of between these 2 pieces?
It depends on how big that eye is. Where you're at, actually, you should be fine if you just keep squishing down.
Yeah, that's there.
Is that as far as you can squish? I think you look good then.
Yeah, that's the squishiness right there. So that's the squishiness.
So then to make everything actually remain secured where it's at, we're going to do another overhand knot at the top.
Okay, so then I will knot right here and put a knot to here, right? Is that what you're saying?
Like when you make the knot, and that's where I use the katana. Like I take it, the little tip of it.
So I'm going to make you full screen so I can see what you got here. Yep. Okay.
So I took that katana, stuck it in there, and I'm just pulling down.
Gotcha. Okay.
Until I get that knot all as close as I can. Almost like if anyone's ever knotted pearls, same idea.
I have never knotted pearls, so
I could teach you that too. I think you'd be great at it.
Great. We're going to learn all kinds of crafty stuff.
So you'll get basically that tip, or it could be if you don't have a katana with you, a darning needle, anything skinny. Right. I would not use the hairpin though; that won't go well.
It won't go well. Okay, wow. So we've got it here.
And then once you get it where you want, you pull the katana out, the tip of it, and just pull down.
So there.
And voila!
Like that.
Yeah, and then from there you can look at your bow and decide, does it look the way you want it? If not, you can kind of move the bow around just a little.
So this would be the zhuzhing part, right?
The
zhuzh. Now, are you one for how do you like your the ends of the bows? Do you like them to be more down, more out? Is it personal preference with it? How does
I like the top part to be fuller and the little streamers at the bottom shorter? That's just me. I know a lot of people that make them really long.
And that's kind of so you can adjust that still here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because that was my thing too. Was it's like, well, some of these it looks like it would hang over part of what the ornament says. So would that even make sense with it? So
yeah, and for me, it helps me with this little guy because this is actually a boy reindeer. But when I put the boy on, it's a girl. Or the bow.
That totally makes sense. See?
Yeah, so I don't have to stitch 2 different kinds.
Yeah, 2 into 1. Okay, so yeah, so there. So that kind of, I think that looks bow-ish. Yeah?
Yeah, no, that looks really good.
Look at that. I made a bow.
It says, and ours just look opposite because I'm right-handed and you're left-handed. That's all.
That's true. I didn't think
that looks beautiful.
Look at that. I made a bow. I made a bow.
You did. And if for some reason, like you have ribbon that seems really floppy, there's this stuff called Stiff and Quick that you can spray on it and that'll harden it up.
So is that like a starch type thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Bow makers use it a lot for hair bows.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'll stiffen, like if you're doing bows that are not attached this way, if you're doing the ones you actually tie, you can spray a whole bunch of bows and pop them in the microwave for like 5 seconds and it'll automatically stiffen them.
So wait, we're popping bows in microwaves now?
You can, but don't do it if it has glitter. It'll set on fire.
All right. So from what I'm getting from this is I should not do anything with glitter on bows because
I don't recommend it. It's not worth it.
It gets crunchy and sparks will fly if we put it.
Yeah, you will definitely set it on fire in the microwave.
I think that. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. It looks really good, Todd.
Look at that! I made my first bow. That was way easier than what I thought, and I think it's because I've seen so many different, like, here you have to hot glue this, or you have to staple this, or you have to, here's 3 different parts that you're tying together. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't understand how it made any sense to do it. But Jeez, I can do that. I can do that. I just did it.
It's way easier when it's like that with the wooden ornaments. When people do like the polyacrylic ornaments, they usually have to do the tied ones so they can hot glue it on the front, because those little like wire hangers, they don't do so well with this.
Not so much on it.
No, they don't like to cooperate.
I dig that. I dig that. All right, you know what? We haven't checked in. Let's see what people have said in the comments, because I haven't. I'm like, sorry guys, I haven't paid attention to it all. I was learning as we went through it. So let me see what we have going in here. Let's see where it was. Let's see. Big guy's finger need fork. I didn't need a fork. See, didn't need a fork. I don't even know what that would mean. Where would you do it with a fork? What's the fork? What's a fork for in a bow making?
Instead of your fingers. Because there's another way where you can do it with 2 fingers like this, or you can do it with the shooter method.
I see. Learning stuff there. Let's see. Do we have wire in the ribbon? I do not have wire in the ribbon. Teton's got a cutter for that because he's special. I learned how I don't need a cutter for that. So Teton, you can take your special cutter. Whatever there. Let's see. Mine don't say if they're poly. These ones didn't say if they're. I'm looking to see if it says on it. It does not say anywhere. Place and time. That's what it says on it.
If it doesn't feel like fabric, like a cotton fabric of any sort, it's probably poly. Almost all of them are, because that's the way they're able to get the stamps on them, and the glitters and everything on them.
And Barb says that she has 2 pegs and a block of wood. It makes the bows faster for me and easier than a fork or fingers for me. I got to see this. Now I'm going to go down that YouTube video of boards and pegs and forks and how to make it with that way. And see, because Renee wants to see that too. Post a pic in the group. I can tell already rewatching this one. T-John asked, have you subbed your own ribbon? Lady I know did that until she bought her own sublimation stuff. Now, we have done that in the past for people where we've subbed ribbon. In fact, I've got transfers that I'm printing out tomorrow for somebody that is a ribbon maker, and they're going to sub all of their own ones. We send them a couple times a year. But this is my first ribbon I've made, so I have not done that. Let's see. And Cindy, does the width of the ribbon matter? I don't think it does. It's
all personal preference.
Yeah.
Usually, I personally like the 5/8 or the 3/8. Those are the common ones. Anything skinnier just looks like spaghetti there. It doesn't look attractive.
This one is 5. This one's 7/8. So this one is 7/8, and this one is 3/8. So when we look at the 2 of them, I mean, yeah, it just looks bigger compared to, it is bigger, so of course it's going to look better, but it looks more full than the other one. So yeah, I'm digging that 7/8 one with it. So
and the great thing about this is you can get better varieties of ribbon. Again, these are single face, but you don't have to worry about it when you're tying the actual bows. That's where it really matters, because you'll end up with one side that's pretty and the other side that's the plain back side.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. So and that's one, it makes sense on there. Let's see. Never thought I'd be watching a video on how to make a bow, but I gotta admit, it does add an extra touch to the wood ornaments. Hey, listen, neither did I, and I seen it because I've seen stuff in for this. When you put, let's see, do I got the other one that's here, or is it upstairs? When you put, I'm gonna bring this one back to the stage, and we'll go this way with it and bring this here, and then we'll take the comment. But when you look at the 2, and let's see, I cut a piece through string, didn't I? Or whatever we're calling this stuff. I cut a piece. I'll cut another piece because I can. But when you look at, just the 2, because it's going to be that other fancy way. But I mean, there's a huge difference between those 2. Just the visual appealingness. No, that's not a word. The visual whatever.
You're right.
Yeah, visual. It just looks better, And so, to me, perceived value is you're going to pay more for that than this one. So,
and the great thing about that method is that when you're doing it that way, you're using less ribbon than if you're actually tying it, so you're not spending as much on it.
Oh, see,
cost effective,
more cost effective, and that's what we're about, cost effectiveness. All right, let's see what else we got there. Barb says she uses the beeswax on thread in bag making and leather crafting. I'm learning all kinds of stuff. Shore Life says, in a pinch, dental floss will work. It
will.
sounds like anything. Fishing line, anything that's straight wire. I don't know about wire. Wire might be because it's, it's more not as bendy, but some of it is. Jesus, I'm gonna go down this whole. What can I? Cindy, what are you teaching me to do next? Because now I know how to do bows.
Eventually, you're going to you could learn to do the 2-finger bow.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared.
I just know how to do that with you because you're left-handed. So
it's even better though. So here's what I've learned on something from being left-handed is that you do it normal and if you're in front of me, I follow along because what your right hand does, my left hand needs to do. So I'm just a mirror image of you.
Oh.
So as long as I can see it in front of me and see where this hand's going, okay, so you're going this way with it, I get to sit and watch because you just learn. It's a great thing about being left-handed. I was just buy the Christmas garland after Christmas and the beads on those perfect size holes and cheap.
Oh, they are.
Now we have cost-saving tips for next year. See, I'm learning this. And do the
house of the Hobby Lobby.
And does the holes have sizes? I'm assuming so. That these guys, they have different sizes for those, and the beads are all bead holes the same. Because I'm looking at that, like, because Corey got these like ones that I thought were way too cashy. I'm like, what are you spending money on? Just to spend money, but they look the same size holes. So on bead wise, are all the holes the same size, or is there smaller holes for smaller beads? Or I'm assuming.
Oh, it all varies. It really does.
So there's no real rhyme or reason. It's just
there's no industry standard for it.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. What is this? The girth hitch. What's the girth hitch? I don't know. Tell me, Darren. What is that? He's doing way better than I would be doing. Like Ricky Bobby, not sure what to do with my hands. I know that's where, like, what are you doing? I'm figuring out. Barb T-Town said to Barb that he has sublimated ribbons for that where I got all cool new equipment. Oh, makes sense. Got new equipment, does it? But we've done it. Like I said, we've done them for people for it. Thanks, Jeff, for having 911 called in case I had fire. I did not burn anything. Renee said, if you do them all in production steps, light a candle and then do all the ribbons at once. Years of making gymnastic bows.
She's totally right. Get a tea light.
Didn't think about that, but that would make sense. You cracked addict. You just have that right there. You're burning your spoon and you're just, getting ready to shoot up. Totally makes sense. Have a little flamage going all the time right there. Let's see. And Darren's here. Darren's a firefighter, so he would keep us in check if I decided to burn stuff right there. And Jeff says, loop, swoop, cuss. That's what I tried not to do, and I think I did fairly well. Jerry, you are coordinated. I just did that. You've seen me doing it live. It's not like when you're doing something by yourself, it's easy just to figure it out. When you're doing it live, you're under the pressure of a live camera. You're under the pressure of not swearing out loud as much. Keep it inside. If I did that live, you can do it. I have complete faith in you now. In there, Renee said 101 uses for your katana.
Yeah.
Yay, Kelly. And I'm going to tell Kelly, yep, here's another thing for her to send her a message and be like, hey, look at that. Was about to suggest a crochet hook. So a crochet hook, I'm assuming, would work too. I would totally agree with this, Jeff. Crafting does have some very risque names. I would 100% agree with it. And look at that. It's a great demonstration. So, Cindy, you did an awesome job. See, we did this even there.
I used to teach for Joanne. I like to think some of it still is in my system.
Right? And that's me. I like to think that there's been so many times that I have attended classes of teachings and been so bored, even though the material may have been good. But it's like, if you can't have fun when you're doing it, it definitely shows. If you don't enjoy doing what you're doing, you're just up there to, here's some more information. You take this, you can turn it this way, go from here. It doesn't make it fun. So you made that very fun, and that's the best way to me to learn on it. Let's see. Renee asked, Cindy, what is your recommendation for the ribbon width to use? So I think you said 5/8, right?
5/8 is the one I like the most. I just like the fuller part at the top. Again, I just think when they get skinnier, they start to look like limpy spaghetti.
Well, and that's like I said, going back to looking at these two, I mean, that's totally, I agree with that. Going with this one was the smaller stuff. What did we say that was? The 3/8? Yeah, the 3/8. And the other one is the 7/8. So just to see the difference in it, yeah, that one just, blows the other one out of the water. So, yeah, way get it with that one. Thank you, Tim, that I am rocking out. I make bows, right? That's what I do now. I'm putting on my business card, bow maker, because I did it one. Yeah. This is what I need to chuck something else to occupy his time. No, this is where I'm going to no. Cindy had a great idea of having the kids do it, and so yeah.
Mine does it. She's only 6.
We're definitely
She doesn't play with fire though. No fire. No.
no fire on the fire. So let's see. So with polyacrylic ornaments, all this changes. Does this all change with polyacrylic?
It does. So those are the ones that are tied. So it takes a little bit more ribbon. Here, I might be able to do it. I might.
Okay. And why is that? Is it because
of the way the hangers are in them? So the hanger is not stable. It's that wire. It'll pull out.
Okay. I think I understand. But if you have one and you can show, then even better. But I
don't have the polyacrylic ornament, but I have the ribbon.
Okay.
So with those, Todd, you can try. I'm telling you, you might be able to do this.
Okay. All right. We're gonna watch.
If you can get yourself either probably the 5/8 inch. If you want the 5/8 inch ribbon, get about 12 inches of it.
Okay. I get. Let's see. Do I have any? Let me see if everything here is 7/8. So will 7/8 work?
Try it. Why not? I would get go to 14 inches just to be safe.
14 inches. All right. 14 inches. 14 inches from there to here.
You're going to have extra, but it'll save you your sanity in the end.
Save my sanity. I love the way
I've done a lot of frustrated crafting.
Okay.
It's not good to have a frustrating crafternoon. That's not good.
Okay. I've got it.
Great. Okay, so you got your ribbon. So, hand. You're going to take it. You're going to hold it. Okay, and then this is where the 2 fingers. Okay, so we're holding it.
Yeah.
You're going to take it. I'm going to talk you through it because it's going to be easier than me trying to hold my hand up. So you're holding that ribbon with your thumb. You're going to pass it behind 2 fingers. Okay. And you want to make sure when you do it that those 2 fingers, it's passing behind the knuckles, not the base of your fingers. And then you're going to cross in front. Loosen it up just a little. You're going to take this little tab, put it underneath the ribbon. Underneath the ribbon. Ooh, wait there. Underneath this ribbon. And push all the way to the back under the other ribbon.
Okay. So through the palm side, and I'm pushing it underneath and bring it out the back side. Right?
Okay, so now that you got it out the back side, you're going to bring it across the top.
Across the top. Okay.
And this is the tricky part. This is the part where most people will mess this up.
Okay.
Now that it's come across the top, you are going to take it and slide it from for me, it's right to left. I don't know if it's left to right for you.
I don't know.
There's like a little.
Are you going towards your thumb?
You're going to slide from your middle finger towards your index finger. So you'll go underneath in front of your middle finger.
Go underneath
and bring it out. Bring it out across your index finger.
I think I screwed that one up. Okay, let's go back to this part. I've got this on the back side here.
Yes. Okay, back across the top. Yes.
So let's go across the top.
And now you want it to go from. Let me see how it looks for you. Oh, okay. Wait, for you, it's going to go the other way. You're going to take it from your index finger into. There's like a little slot.
Yeah.
And it'll just tighten up.
So pull it right there.
And it's got to go across in. It'll end up looking. Wait.
No. Oh, I cannot do that.
You can do it. You can do it.
Okay. So we're going to go across the top, across the front. So it's across the front. I'm holding the tab in my thumb right here. All right. So I've got.
Yes. You're all good there. And now you need to actually tie the bow. So it needs to go from, let's see your hand.
Which hand are you using?
I've got my left hand.
All right. I'm going to switch. I'm going to go left hand so that way I can see what you're doing.
Okay. You know what? Let me untie this one.
So hold with the left.
I swear it's not as complicated as it seems right now. So we're holding with our left thumb and we're going behind 2 fingers.
Yep.
Okay. And we want to make sure when we do that it's kind of towards those middle knuckles.
Yep.
We're going to go across. So right now it looks like that awareness ribbon.
Yep.
Okay. But now instead we need to get this ribbon from front to back. So we're going to go underneath this ribbon here. There's a little area.
We're going
and pass it all the way to the back.
Okay. So we're going underneath all the way to the back.
Yes. And so you'll have it sticking out the back like that.
So it's sticking out the back.
Yes.
Okay.
So now you're going to take that little tab that's sticking out,
Uh-huh.
bring it up
Uh-huh.
and over.
Uh-huh.
Now, when you do that, where the other original ribbon where your thumb was, there is like a little space right in there. And you're going to take this ribbon, put it inside that space,
Uh-huh.
and push it in and away from the original loop.
Okay. How the hell does yours like on my backside that looks like that, not on the front? Like, what am I doing?
I think you're just going from the wrong angle.
All right, let's try it again. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at right here. Okay.
Yes.
So now I bring this guy.
Yes.
I'm holding that one top. I'm bringing him back over.
Forward.
Yep.
Bring it forward. Okay, now your middle finger. There at the bottom part of the crossing. Yes, they're in there. Take it up in there.
Oh, take it up.
From the bottom up.
Take it through the bottom up. Okay. I was going from the top down. That makes way more sense.
And then you got it. You're done. So
Okay.
now what you want to do is tug on these just a little bit and start to slip them off your finger. What you're looking at right now when it's like this is the back side of the bow. Flip it around. You're looking at your front side of your bow, and all you have to do is pull on the loops until they're as tight as you want them to be.
So if I want, oh, she's okay.
You got it.
That pulls there. But if I want it to look, because like right now, I have to, because my bow, looking at it from the front, it's wonky, but it's got,
Because it's a single face.
Yep. So that's where it would matter.
I don't know if you can see on mine. I twisted them. I had to go in and twist in the back.
Got it.
Yeah. You'll just go in and then you just kind of, I like to stick my fingers inside the loops and grab everything.
That's what I was just doing.
Yeah. Just grab it and pull.
That's what I was doing. All right. So now it makes more sense. I was going down from the top. I'm like, so the knot was on the back side and I couldn't figure it going from the bottom to the top. So yeah, so look, see?
And then this is the bow you would take the back side, just a little drop of glue right on the polyacrylic.
Got it. Now that makes sense.
And I swear, people will be like, oh my gosh, that takes too long. Once you get the hang of it, it goes so much faster and you can just buzz right through them.
Well, and that was what I was, it was like that. Once I seen it, it was like, oh, and see where I needed to go. And then yeah, I think you're spending more time just trying to zhuzh and make it look how you want it.
And I usually will do a pile of them. I don't care what they look like. And then at the end, when I'm going to glue them on, start messing with them. You can decide if you want to bevel the edges or if you want to dovetail, however you want to do it. Or you could wear it too. It'd be cute.
Got it. See, look at that.
You did it. See, I told you could do it.
Two bows, two bow tied. That's what they're gonna call me now. Two bow tied.
It.
We're changing our name. Yeah, and see, Renee, there you go. We did the 2-finger bow. There it is. Use the front camera. Wouldn't it flip it? No, because this camera won't flip it. But we did it. We made it work. Yeah. No, I don't. This is all going over to Corey's Craft Corner. And it will put in her toolboxes of stuff over there. And I'll be like, yeah, here you go. Now you can make bows. Or, yeah, yeah.
You did it, though. I'm so proud of you. You did it.
Thank you. I'm not saying I wasn't confident in myself, but that was a whole, okay, let's see what happens type moment. So I'm good to go there. Let's see. Girth hitch is the name of the node that you used when you passed the knot through the bend. I'm learning all kinds of stuff.
He's right. He is exactly right.
I'm learning all kinds of stuff. Chuck, I expect to see content. Well, Chuck, I've got all kinds of ribbon here, so I'm probably going to do different ones on different things and just go from there. So I guess that's the other thing too. When it comes to when you do your ornaments, are you using the same ribbon for all of your ornaments? Or are you mix and matching them, or how are you doing that for it?
I mix them up. Just because it just depends. If it's online, I use the same exact one for everything, so I don't screw it up. But for my live shop, it's just a variety of whatever's left over. I do a lot of hair bows, which is why you see all the ribbon in the back. And then the leftovers from that end up being bows on ornaments.
Gotcha. Let's see now. Now I guess we got to figure out hair bows is the next thing, right? We'll have
so
to
easy. Treat them like origami. Super simple.
Look, it's so easy. I can do them in my sleep as I'm over here fumbling my fingers through it. Let's see.
I used to have all the guys when I taught at Joanne. Like I always have men in my class. And we got through it.
Class. When we went down to Missouri, so I could take. Where is it? Where I don't even. Nope. It's I think because Corey washed it was the. That was when I did my first fabric tumbler. They're like, "You're taking a class." I'm like, "Well, if I came here if I drove 8 hours, I'm going to take a class and we're going to learn how to do it. First tumbler ever." But anytime I can have fun and learn something, that's the biggest.
And you're doing it. So you've done the 2 fingers. The other version of it is instead of using 2 fingers like this, you can actually do it where it looks like you're shooting. And you can wrap it around. Same exact thing. Some people have an easier time, especially if they have any kind of carpal tunnel or arthritis.
Okay.
Sometimes this way is a lot easier. I've had both hands worked on. All of these fingers have been opened up. So, hey, I feel no pain anymore.
That's something I don't. Yeah, I don't think I need to anticipate on learning multiple bowing techniques. But it's good to know that I can pull this off because this looks like it's gonna be fun. Oh, look, Renee, we need to make this into a drinking game.
Totally
we could. Crafternoon. Yeah, we could. We should do this once a month, Cindy. We should have a crafternoon. I'll leave it to you to come up with what you're going to teach me that we can teach others.
I love a good crafternoon, especially we're getting to the time of year where I have an addiction to those little Debbie tree cakes. I love them. Like, here are the earrings I had on earlier. They are little Debbie tree cakes.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. Send them to me. I love them.
I can supply you with some, and we can figure out what you figure out what you want to do next month and what we can put together. I'm down for creating some crafternoon because someone said the quality comedic content. Hey, we're trying to, and I'm sure we could definitely turn it into a drinking game one way or another for it. So then Jerry asked, should they use double prints? I think if you were making bows like that, then yeah, it totally makes sense to use the double-sided ones because otherwise you're going to end up with that, which you could probably make it work by twisting or whatever and doing that.
That's exactly it. Sometimes what you can do, and it's helpful if you only have the single face, when you tie it and it's not facing the right way, turn it and give it a light flick with the lighter. It'll melt it down and push, and that'll hold the shape.
That
Save
lighter, man.
Seriously, double face ribbon is expensive.
Yeah, because that one I made there, and now I'm just giving that a quick little twisty poo. And for the most part, that one, yeah. You know what? They gave me fire. I'm going to use it. Use it and see what happens.
Fire's your friend.
All I can do is burn myself, right? I mean, I've got a firefighter right there that can help me out.
You can only set the glitter ribbon on fire, so really you're good.
Yeah. So see, for the most part, I mean, yeah. Now it's all in. It's not the prettiest yet because I still got some zhuzhing to do, but yeah, we can totally make that. We can totally make that work. Is that so? See there. Ta-da!
And again, you can get the kids involved with that one. Make them cut the length of ribbon you need. You're good. You could all sit there, watch Star Wars, make some bows. It works.
Barb has a great idea. All the presents are going to have bows this year. You know what, Barb? I could do that. I could make bows and put on everybody's things. I'm going to make sure they know that I made them. I made them. Oh, thanks. Rena needs popcorn for this live. Maybe a cocktail. Maybe that's next month. We will figure that out. If there's anything, because I don't even know. I think that's where things like this, bows. I think a lot of people make them super hard. I did. I overthought it way, way too much. And then you come in and explain it like, hey, guess what? It's not that difficult. So
lots of practice and lots of years of teaching it.
I can totally tell. And look at that. You should take a bow, right? A bow. You should do that for it.
And the great thing is they can use this to cross into Christmas decorating too. I mean, once you're done, you're like, my orders are done. I need to do my house. The really wide ribbon, like this stuff, get that in a pipe cleaner. What you did for the ornament, the wooden ornament, all you need to do is replace the loop with a pipe cleaner, and you've got a bow. You're good to go. Yeah, super easy.
So, Cindy, when do you want to get together next month to show me how to make these big bows? Because I think we can figure that out.
I could get you to make a beautiful hair bow.
I'm down. I'm down for that. We got Tuesdays next month I think they I can look and see. I know on December, what is it? I can send you the Tuesdays, and then we can do hair bows. I'm all. I
You
got
could totally.
daughters. I can make
I
them
think
hair.
it's
I'll make
rough.
them hair bows for Christmas, whatever. So we'll
Mhm.
we'll look at that one and see what's there. All right, let's see whatever we got there. Famous last words, so easy. Yeah, famous last words, so easy. Next month, acting class. You know,
We could do that too.
we
Totally.
we got it right here. We got it all. And Renee wants to, Cindy, what's your favorite place to get ribbon from, especially the double face? Ooh,
Oh, what is the name? It's been so long since I've ordered. There is a YouTuber. Her name's Angela Jasmina, and she sells it. And she's like the big, gigantic spools. I love the quality of the ribbon, and the shipping's always super fast. It's a good price. There was another place in California, but it took too long to get to me. I'm not all about that life. Ain't,
but
ain't nobody got time for that.
you don't order 6 months in advance like everybody says
Yeah,
you're supposed
right?
to. No, it's like, oh, I'm out. I need it. I get it right there. Uh, and and just right tutorial tonight how to start a sweatshop. That is because I'm pretty sure I heard Cindy say at least 5 times get your kids to do it. Which
Mhm.
as a business you can pay your kids, what is it, 13,500 tax free, and that becomes the deduction. And once you pay them that, there is the $6,500 credit that you can put into and Roth. What is it? Whatever the Roth account is. Which if you do it when they're 14 and you do it that one time, by the time they're 62, there will be $1 million in there. I learned that today. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, why didn't my parents do that for me? Now, I'm not saying I'll do it for my kids. They have $1 million, but I'm just saying you need to learn stuff all the time. Let's see. Oh, and T-Town wants to know what episode of Chicago Fire you were on.
Oh, it's probably 4 seasons ago. It was an episode where a little girl ended up being the killer. I don't know if that helps at all. It was a crossover episode. So it was Chicago Fire and I think Chicago Med. Oliver Platt said I had pretty hair. That's all that mattered to me that day.
That's all that matters, right?
That was all that mattered. And I was like, I'm good.
What's Barbie out here? I like beads with the ribbon on the ornament. It adds a lot to the ornament. Yeah, I think that adds a ton, even for that little wonky one and that double one. It definitely adds a whole lot to the ribbon. And just like I think placement matters too, whether it's down on top of it or it's there more to see, hey, I
Mhm.
think you can have tons of fun with this. And
Well,
Kristen says,
absolutely.
zip ties instead of pipe cleaners is what I'm seeing wreath makers moving towards.
Yes, they are.
I
How
don't
much
know that
easier.
there's a difference, so I'm gonna learn apparently, right? Because what bows and wreaths? I don't know.
Well, when they
Uh,
stick the wreaths outside, if they do the zip ties, you don't have to worry about the rust. The pipe cleaners will eventually rust.
oh, that's another good one. And Barb says that she didn't think Angela was selling ribbon anymore.
Oh, maybe
So
she's not. I stocked up, so maybe that's the case.
I can see clearly back there. I can see lots of the same. So I think we've all done that. All right. What else? Anything else? Any parting words you want to give us, Cindy, before we let you go and get here? Because I had a ball with this. This is something that, like,
Ribbon's your friend. Don't be scared of it. Just try. Ribbon's a cheap thing to be able to use and try over and over.
I get that now. I think we just like everybody else. I think you just overthink it. You see something that was like, holy moly, how do you supposed to pull that off? And we pulled it off. We pulled it off well. You know why we pulled it off
Absolutely.
well? Because we had a great teacher. So, Cindy, now where can people find you at, Cindy? Where can they find you online? What's your?
Oh my gosh. It'll be Diva Creative Official on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm still learning how to use YouTube. And I have kind of a snarky sense of humor, so you'll see things from me that'll just make you scratch your head a little bit.
I don't believe that. You realize
It's
these people are here watching me, so they know what to expect when they see things in here. Which I think I'm gonna pop your at up here, and there it is, and then we can put it on here,
and I
and
wish
there
you
it
could
is.
see it because if you it's too far up, but I actually have a sign in my studio that says glitter is craft herpes.
It is.
It is.
When so there was, I don't know, 4 years ago or so, when we thought we were gonna, like, hey, we should bring in craft supplies into the business, and someone said, hey, you got herpes now, and I said, what do you mean? They're like, once you brought glitter in, it never leaves, ever leaves.
It doesn't. It's all over my home. It's on my chihuahua.
I
It's just
I
a fact.
100% believe that.
Yep.
Corey says he likes having a friend to talk to, so he's not talking to himself. That is true. I don't mind Tuesday with Todd, but a lot of times I am talking to myself, and I pretend that when I'm reading the comments that it's the people talking to me, so that way it makes me feel like there's other people there. But I can do it either way. I don't always need somebody. It's fine with it. But okay, Cindy, I'm going to let you get out of here so I can finish them up there. If you want to stick around in the green room, so when I'm done, I can chat with you. You're more than welcome to. If you want to leave and ditch, you can leave and ditch too. I don't care. But we'll definitely do this again. We'll figure out something, and we can another fun crafty afternoon.
Crafternoon. You got to have a crafternoon.
We will create a crafternoon, and maybe beforehand we'll do a little more planning with it, and we can tell everybody, hey, here's the supplies that you need, and they can craft along, and we'll create a drink, and we will have a fun, because I think, here next month, I think somebody's going to need, an hour break out of the day just to be like, hey, we're going to do this and have a drink, and let's have some fun together. So,
afternoon with a craft beer. I mean, really, anything is possible.
I'm right. I'm on board. I'm on board with all of that and more. So, Cindy, thanks for joining us. We will get back with you soon to be able to do this. So
sounds great.
Say a good hello, a good goodbye to Cindy. Thank her for joining us, and Cindy, we're getting you out of here right there. So, all right, guys, that wasn't that difficult, right? Like I did it. I made 2 bows. I did not anticipate making 2 bows today. I did not anticipate this one at all. That one really scared the hell out of me. And it shouldn't have. And that one, I think, turned out fabulous. So I really do appreciate, and I know Darren loves that word, appreciate, but I do appreciate Cindy for taking time out of her busy schedule to be able to help me with that. And hopefully, if you're not doing bows, you'll learn that it wasn't that difficult to do. And if there's any other fun things that you would like to see on a crafternoon, put them in the comments. I think we could have a fun monthly thing with this where it's just to get out for it. So, tomorrow morning mindset, we will be in here as we are every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave the comments. Those always help the page grow. It helps everything with it. And hey, use those affiliate links. They help keep the lights and mics on, and we appreciate those too. So you guys have an amazing day. We will be back here, like I said, tomorrow morning for another fun edition of Tuesday with Todd's Day. That's morning mindset. So peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.